Representative Curtis Thomas.
Good morning. I stand here as a representative from Philadelphia County, but also as chairman of the House Intergovernmental Affairs Committee, which is the committee that will be looking at bills and resolutions related to immigration. Yes, immigration is a federal issue, but we as lawmakers in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania have a duty and a responsibility to make sure that even federal laws are not abused or misguided in their application in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I appreciate the opportunity to appear before you today to speak on this issue. It is an issue that has been forced upon our state as a result of inaction on the part of the federal government. Some states and municipalities have enacted laws regarding this issue. I believe while some have been overturned by the courts, others are still on the books. I believe we must look at the issue of immigration in depth and not attempt to avoid the debate by focusing on fictitious statistics and circumstances. To that end, I would like to start out by saying that I believe that some of the statistics that have been used to frame the debate, such as crimes reportedly committed by undocumented immigrants, do little to solve the issue or move the discussion forward, but more importantly are being used to incite emotions and sensationalism. I reject out of hand the comments made recently here in the Rotunda regarding the alleged criminal activity of undocumented immigrants. I do so because immigration is an extremely complex issue, and focusing on one set of statistics, alleged statistics, or any single statistic does little to address this multifaceted problem. We must remember that virtually all of us are descendants of immigrants to the United States. With the exception of Native Americans, none of us can claim that we are natives of this land. In the early 20th century, our country openly invited and accepted undocumented immigrants. At that time, immigrants were primarily of European descent, and immigration was a controversial issue. Immigrants living in the United States, originally from Northern and Western Europe, wanted to impose restrictions on immigrants from Southern and Eastern Europe. These immigrants and those who came before them came to our country to live and work to achieve the American dream. They contributed to our shared prosperity and helped make our state and country a great state and country. The immigrants that come to our country today believe in the same dream that brought these European immigrants to these shores more than a century ago. I believe that if we are to reach a consensus on the issue of immigration, we must focus on facts, not fiction. We must begin to understand all of the cultural and economic impacts of immigration on our country and our Commonwealth. We need to hear all sides to ensure that if laws are enacted, that they are not done in haste, only to be ruled unconstitutional by our courts. The House Intergovernmental Affairs Committee is currently considering several pieces of legislation around this issue. We're in the process of setting up hearings. In fact, our first hearing will be October 25th in Philadelphia County during the Pennsylvania Statewide Latino Coalition Conference. We're setting up hearings to examine the issue and obtain meaningful and objective input and information. The information will then be used to develop and implement laws and policies which are fair and meaningful. As chairman of the House Intergovernmental Affairs Committee, I am committed to getting all of the facts, not the propaganda. I believe we must work collectively on the issue of immigration if we are to ensure the future prosperity of our Commonwealth and its citizens. Thank you.